Hello and welcome back to another Alliance War. It is war number 5 of season 45. For Loki is taking on TCN, and I will be bringing in OG Iron Man, Kingpin, and for the first time in a very long time, I get to use Human Torch. For this war, I'm going to be on Path 8 in Section 1 and Path 6 in Section 2. First fight up is going to be a Dani Moonstar, and I'm going to be using OG Iron Man for this. So really the only thing I'm concerned about in this fight is her getting her illusion, me accidentally hitting into a block or something like that, her getting a neural arrow up, and then me missing a dex and her going unblockable. So my plan is start the fight off, 2 5-hit combos, parry heavy, knock her down. She's going to gain 1 arrow charge on that, but I figure that's about the safest way I could do it. I could try to do like an 8-hit combo and then a parry heavy and knock her down, but I'm fairly comfortable dexing her special 1, so not too concerned about it. So there we go. You can see she got the arrow charge up, and I do remove it with the heavy. And now it's just time to bait, make sure I don't get hit by any part of it, dex out of it. Perfect. So now we're in good shape. This, special 1 has 3 hits on it, so I'm able to get her right back to 20 and knock her down at the same time. So no illusion. And now it is just, the dancing with Dani. Getting her to throw specials in this was not always the easiest. It felt like a very long time when I was in the fight that I was baiting these specials out, simply because it is so many special 1s that I'm having to, get rid of there. So there we go. She gained an illusion. I knock her down again. No issues at all. That allows me to hit into her block so I can knock her back against the wall. We bait out another special. Got a good parry. Didn't feel like the counter there. I didn't feel like I had the spacing and did not want to get parried. I do have an invuln boost on just in case, but would prefer not to use it. There you can see I wasn't sure if I wanted to push her or if I wanted to go ahead and bait a special. Decided instead of countering that, parry that I got in, I'd bait a special, kind of continue the way I was going, although it is being a little slow. So here, I kind of mess up. I get her to, that 50 hits, and I didn't knock her down. Then I throw in my striker. I was going to throw a special 1, but then I realized I was going to push her to a special 2. So, really not following through with what I said. But instead of trying to worry about baiting the special 2 or dexing it, I have the invuln boost on. So I decided, well, let's just push her to a special 3. There's no, side effects coming out of it. She doesn't put a debuff on. There's no stun, and it's just 1 hit of that invuln boost. And I figured I could finish her off shortly after, and I do. So just a longer fight. No real big issues there. Wasn't ever really concerned about much in that fight. And, it turned out that it was just a lot of time dancing with Dani. So next fight up is going to be the one fight I get to use Human Torch for. So I'm going to throw on the Flame On pre-fight. I will back out just to make sure it applies. I always do that with Human Torch ever since, he was bugged very early on when he came out. So, really, I'm not too worried about absorbing man with Human Torch. This is all just a matter of getting the incinerates on and letting them do the damage, building up my temperature when I can. And you can see, get a good parry, 3-hit combos, and that's really the plan. If he throws a special 1, dex out of the way of it, counter with my heavy just to knock him down and get him out of form. And you can see there, 15 seconds in, he's down to 30%. I do take a hit, which doesn't bother me too much. I've got the invuln boost on, don't have to use torch again this war, and it just helped to build my temperature up. And here we go. We're going to drop the special 2 to finish it off. I mean, that fight went quicker than I could really describe it. So very, very pleased there. I love war fights that are that quick and that easy. So for the other fights, we're going to jump ahead into Section 2. And we have APOC up on this first node. Really not too much to be worried about here since I'm going to be using OG Iron Man. The whole point of this fight is to remove the prowess. I'm going to remove them early so he doesn't have unblockable specials. Even if he did with OG Iron Man, I could easily block them because he can block unblockables. So here you'll see I'm going to throw on, what I typically do on this node, which is an advanced power boost. It is just so that I can, get that first special one off and just remove his prowess. Because you can see he starts with 3, and we'll get a 5-hit combo right into the special one, and there those prowess are gone. He's got a couple armor breaks, just lets me do a little bit more damage. This is another fight. I'm not really concerned if I get to arc overload. If I do, great. But to me, it is just being safe. I don't have to use him again in this war, so any chip damage I get isn't going to bother me. I'm not going to try to parry the, his specials. I do get the arc overload there. It was just good timing. So, you can see here, I'm just kind of fighting this fight just like I typically would any APOC. It's not, the node isn't really doing much of anything as long as you're using somebody that can remove prowess. And here we go. We'll dance with him a little bit. It's just a little bit slower because APOC is kind of a beefy defender, with a fair amount of health there to kind of have to hit through. And Dex out of the end. We'll do a 5-hit combo into a special one to finish it off. All right, now for the fight that I was kind of the most concerned about in this war, which is going to be Kingpin versus Morbius. Now, there's not much to be worried about on this, to be honest. The one note that I had, and I'm going to go ahead and pause here so you can read the notes if you want to. The one note that I had in this fight from the officers was watch out for his glide. I have fought Morbius a lot in other content in BGs and arena and things like that. Very familiar with the glide. Know I've got to watch out for it. Know exactly what it is, what it does. But for whatever reason, when I did my duels beforehand, I was getting hit by every one of them. I would try to dex, and I was either dexing too late or a little bit of lag or something like that. So it kind of had me worried. I do start with a power start 1. And I do, you could see there he did his glide at the beginning and dexed out of it perfectly fine. So there we go. So, my plan here was to get up to a special 2 and drop it. Perfect. Now I've got my overpower, there I missed the glide. Fortunately, I was, unstoppable at the time. He throws his special 2. I don't know why I didn't counter there. I should have, but, not a big deal. So we're going to get off a special 1. Okay, he's got his glide again. Watch out. Okay, good. I got out of that one. Now we're in overpower. Now we're doing some good damage. I was like, okay, well, we're in good shape here. I'm trying to bait his special 1. There we go. Get the special 1 because I wanted to drop my special 1 while I was in overpower. Oh, this fight's under control. 20 seconds left. Whoops, we forgot about the glide charge. So, kind of sloppy. Now we have to bait a special 2. We got a glide charge again. Oops. We missed that one too. So we're down now to, 39%. Still not throwing a special 2. And I'm like, the heck with this. It's time to finish it. And we just go in and say the heck with the special. I was going to throw mine there at the end if it didn't kill him. But just really sloppy there at the end, missing those glides. I knew about them. I knew exactly what to do. I know how to evade it. But for whatever reason, whether it's war nerves, whatever it was, he hit me multiple times with it and made that a much tougher, closer fight than it needed to be. So fortunately, though, it didn't matter. I finished the fight, full attack bonus. Not going to have to use him again, so no heals had to be used there. So that was the end of that war for me. And good thing for Loki is after 3 very, very tough wars, this one was very close, but we did manage to win. I think we won 5 deaths to 6. So, for the season for me, I am at 19 kills and 0 deaths so far. Shuri is still the top champion that I've used. And you can see I'm using a good assortment of champions on attack this year. And even on the champions that I'm fighting, really the only one I have fought multiple times is Domino. Every other fight I've had this season has been a unique defender, which is really, really, fun, but really strange. I'm used to seeing a lot of the same champs on the same nodes, but through the first 5 fights, it has been a good wide assortment of different fights to take and some different nodes to to play with. So been very, very happy with that. Happy with my performance. Glad we finally got a win in this war. So that's going to do it for this one. I do want to thank you very much for watching. Please hit the like and the subscribe. It does help out the channel. It does help me out. I would appreciate it. And we'll see you in the next one.